Hello there, this is James and you're watching Tixee Live. In today's program, we're talking about a subject we've been talking about a lot over the last couple of days, and that is indeed oil. As well as that, we're talking a little bit about a surprising number we had coming out in the US session yesterday and the knock-on effects to the market that caused, plus a little bit of, tidbits and information about the UK who are on holiday for the next 2 days. Aren't they lucky? But before we get into that, don't forget these little videos are for educational purposes only and in no way whatsoever should be taken as advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence. And of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. Now, with that out of the way, let's get started. So we've spoken about this a lot over the last couple of programs because it's featured very heavily in the market, and that is oil. Okay, oil is indeed on the run once again. Okay, once again. In fact, now the market is holding its breath for the outcome of the OPEC meeting today. Don't forget, there was rumors or speculation 2 days ago, or a day ago, that the OPEC may not include Russia on the oil production deal, which would leave potential way for the Saudi Arabia, United Emirates, etc., to produce more oil, so increase supply. And in fact, today, the Financial Times reported that Saudi Arabia may be prepared to raise oil production. So yes, the market is really holding its breath to find out what actually comes out of OPEC. If Financial Times is right, then the speculation over the last couple of days, well, what might happen might be proved to be correct. As well as that, today, Hungary has thrown a spanner into the works. Remember, on Monday evening or early Tuesday morning, EU announced they had come up with a deal to stop 90% of Russian oil imports by the end of 2022. The stumbling block on Monday was Hungary, but apparently Hungary agreed. But now, on Wednesday, they now refuse to sign the deal. So they're holding it up. And the reason being for that, okay, is that they object to personal sanctions against the Patriarch Kirill, who is the head of the Russian Orthodox Church. So again, Hungary is pausing that deal. So again, this is why we have oil under a lot of pressure, and we'll bring it up on my charts in a minute. In fact, yesterday, Brent fell by about 2%, and WTI dipped around 2% yesterday as well. So let's have a quick look at the chart, where oil is at the moment. Now, as you can see, a couple of days ago, when we're talking about oil prices, again, it was trading around about $119 a barrel. Now, is trading at $111 a barrel, $111.85, in fact. So it's under a lot of pressure because of this speculation from OPEC and because Hungary is holding up on the deal. If we have a look at Brent as well, Brent, remember, a couple of days ago when we talked about the deal, it was trading at $120 a barrel. It's now trading at $113 a barrel. I mean, look at that gap. Look at this gap here. Okay, so it's under a lot of pressure. In fact, some analysts think this could mean the oil prices may stabilize between $100 to $110 a barrel. So yes, at this moment in time, oil is under a lot of pressure. Okay, what else? Yesterday, remember I was talking about US ISM Manufacturing PMI. Remember? Sorry, my throat gets so dry. That came out higher than expected, which surprised the market. Because don't forget, we discussed it yesterday. There was a slow decline in the numbers over the last couple of months, but it actually came out 56.1 versus 54.5 expected. So the knock-on effect, of course, on this, and we'll bring it up now, is indeed a stronger dollar. The cable came under that key level we were watching for ages at 125.49. It's currently trading now at 125.33. is finding an area of support currently around 124.65. So yeah, we had a lot of dollar strength on the back of those very impressive PMI numbers, which gave the dollar a lot of strength. As we can see, the cable, the British pound US dollar, is now trading under the 100, the 200, and the 50-day moving average, indicating that at the moment is currently under pressure on a downtrend. Area of resistance, potentially, a level to keep an eye on, is 125.49. If we have a look at the euro as well came under a lot of pressure as well. See again on the back of that information, that PMI number, it came under a lot of pressure on the back of that, because obviously the US dollar strength is currently trading under the 200 and under the 100 moving average, currently trading at 1.0690. So again, we have dollar strength. So yes, that's what we had with the dollar. As well as that, those individuals who were kind enough to join me on my yesterday's program might remember, this is the US session, might remember that we were talking about gold, and all of a sudden it skyrocketed. And I was like, whoa, what's going on? And I did say, by this program, I'll find out what happened with gold, and I'll tell you what's happening with gold. It came off the 2-week low, because basically it started to move just before the PMI number came out. So obviously the market was anticipating a bad number. So that's why it skyrocketed and the bulls got involved. Since then, and the PMI didn't disappoint, the bears have sort of had a look at it and put a little bit on pressure. But at the moment, the bulls are maintaining the momentum. It's still trading around 1,852 level. Key level of interest, key resistance, remember, we looked at this for several days, is 1,865. That is the potential resistance, and that's a key level for us to keep an eye on. So that's what happened to gold. A sudden boost by the bears, which made it all very, very exciting. Now, the European session is going to be a little bit quieter today. We're going to have a little bit of lack of liquidity, and that is mainly because the UK are off for 2 days. In fact, they've got a 4-day bank holiday. Lucky them. And the reason for that is the Jubilee, because we're actually celebrating, or the UK is celebrating 70 years of Queen Elizabeth II being on the throne. So we're going to have a very, very quiet European session for the next couple of days, because the UK is a major player in the Forex market. So it's going to be quite low volumes. But interesting enough, I thought I'd have a look about this. During this 4-day weekend, there's supposed to be an increase of 8% in retail sales. And in fact, they're going to potentially raise 3 billion with the celebrations, 2 billion alone on hospitalities, the pubs, the restaurants. They're British. I'm British, so I can say that. So yeah, this is a big thing. They can spend at least 408 million on gifts and memorabilia and sovereigns. So yeah, it's a big event. However, because of the 4-day weekend, it may have a bad impact on the GDP, because last time they had a long extended holiday, the GDP contracted by 0.5%. So though they'll be generating a lot of income, it may actually, damage the GDP a little bit with people being off for the next 2 days in particular, including the weekend, so 4-day weekend. So yeah, that's enough. Well, I hope they have a lovely time, and I am British, so congratulations, Queen Elizabeth II. She's a good queen. I like her. So yeah, that's that. Europe at the moment, how's it looking? Well, a little bit tepid, to be honest. Obviously, because the market is going to be quiet during the European session. FTSE up 0.17%, DAX 0.64%, and Euro stocks currently up 0.57%. Other things to watch out for. We have the ADP employment change today, but of course we have the big one tomorrow, NFP, average earnings, and US unemployment. I will do a watch along, so please come and join me for that. Now, as I always say, hang on. It's got a couple of questions here. Brilliant. I love questions. If you think the pressure will increase, I'm guessing you're asking me if the pressure will increase on oil prices. Now, I think, like I say, with OPEC decision, if we get that in concrete today, we might see a little bit what they call sell the rumor, buy the facts. So we might see a small bounce. But yeah, there's clearly is thoughts now that oil is under pressure because of the supply issues. The question is demand as well. Don't forget, I brought up demand the other day about that. So yeah, I like I say, I cannot give advice, but I think this oil story is going to continue. Whether or not we do see a case of buy the rumor, sell the fact, if OPEC does confirm they're cutting out Russia on the deal and that Saudi will increase oil production, we may see a bit of a bounce, buy the rumor, sell the fact. But overall, supply is looking, like I say, people are looking that the supply is going to start to increase. So we'll be interested to see how oil goes. And like I say, analysts, some analysts, not myself, are saying between $100 to $110 a barrel. Thank you for that question. Thank you. I love questions. Please, any more questions, actually? Please feel free. That's a great question. I think the gentleman's name, sorry if I don't pronounce it correctly. Malhu, is that right? I hope I'm saying that correctly. But that's a really good question. Thank you very much for that. So please ask me questions. This is what I'm here for. And if I don't know the answer straight away, I'll find out for you. Like I find out about what happened to gold. Okay, there's no more questions. So thank you for that. So don't forget, I'm online this afternoon again at 1 p.m. UTC. We should have a lot more to talk about because the US session is coming back online. It's been online. It had a bank holiday on Monday. So there's plenty to talk about. ADP as well will be interesting. So we'll have a look at that as well and have a build up about the job number next Friday, next day, tomorrow, Friday, which is the NFP. Now, remember, if you're watching me on Facebook and you like it, give me one of these. I really appreciate it. If you're watching me on YouTube and you like it, you can subscribe if you like. Hit the notification button so you know next time I'm going live. If you found this little episode insightful, interesting, helpful, and you enjoyed it, give me one of those. It's the beginning of the day. You put a smile on my face. But apart from that, till later this afternoon, remember, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be treated as advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence. And of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.